All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. So the DXY for the day did a major turnaround. Have a nice full candle on the market close. Now, let me change these to regular candles. All right, so we had a full market close right here, which I kind of figured it was going to happen. It's not just going to keep going in one direction for days on, especially after what I saw on the weekend. So go to weekly real quick. So it was a rejection of the last higher high area for now. It's like I said, we have a floor here, right? On the weekly. Nice little floor on the weekly. And to me, when I see W's like this on the weekly, we have movement going up. So it's probably just a retracement. You can almost kind of put a trend or channel right here. Let's do that. You can almost put a channel right here and say it's gonna be on a channel for a while until it breaks out. So maybe maybe the market still will push down weekly and then come back and make a push up, then maybe come back down, do something like this to this extent. Possibility on weekly. So this is a lot of patience, but still upward movement until it breaks out of the trend. That's what I'm looking for, or that's what I'm seeing more. And like I said, here's the H4. I did identify yesterday that it is on a downward trend, downward channel. Here's the top, and it looks like it's getting really sharper. Like these channels turn into like wedges at this point. So let me delete this one. What ends up happening is this end. See how it gets deeper and denser, and it's like you're trapping this channel now in, and it's not equal on each side. So now we have another setup here for either a breakout of this, something like to this extent. So we're gonna see maybe a breakout of here, then retest, and then continue to the upside, and then start a whole nother channel going to the upside, like how we saw on the weekly, or possibility coming back down, breaking this, then the retest of this area, and then the dollar's going to be really weak. But the way some of the currencies are looking, looks like more bullish than bearish. We do have a little floor right there that I noticed in the past to make this nice full bullish engulfing, which made gold dump a little bit, silver dump, some of the dollar pairs dump, and let's look at New Zealand dollar for an example. Let's take these drawings off. New Zealand dollar been flying up for a while. People were trying to look for a ceiling, but we found a ceiling right here. This is the ceiling where this higher high is at. There's the ceiling, right? Let's go to the daily or the weekly real quick. Really can't see the ceiling. So it's not really matching up with anything. I don't think. Let's see. A little bit. So this ceiling area, we'll see with the candle, with the wicks out, we do have support, resistance, support, resistance. This higher high, we made a ceiling. So we are at a ceiling right here. So let's go back and turn those candles on real quick. So it did reject a ceiling. Very good to know. Why? On the weekly, so this might be a weekly rejection of the ceiling. Last day, nice full candle because of the bullish engulfing. So that's weekly. So at the end of the week, if this is below the end of the week and we start seeing movement down here, then we can definitely start taking some good sales, some swing trade sales on New Zealand instead of intertrade. We can see a nice little drop down of this floor, then maybe a pullback and then, do its thing. Gold. I had a gold trade in yesterday. Hit mine. I had put 2 positions in. Simple little, wasn't nothing too bad. I could have went. See, I was gonna go further down to 75, but I didn't. I was just trying to get some pips in here, and I saw this higher high be made off of this area, and I waited for the candle. I waited for the candle to get like right here, and I got in, and then it kind of got up. It moved up a little bit, and this next candle slammed down, and I could have had all of this, but end up getting it to no. I got it to 81, 81 even. Tripping. Just 1781. So I get a nice amount off this move because I saw that the dollar was going to make that move based off price action. So got me a nice little trade. I put 2 positions in so I can go 2R up. Yesterday, what I noticed with the GXY index, that I saw this lower low be formed and a frackle. So the frackle showed up on the daily. So that let me know that a pullback on the Japanese pairs were going to be made. And that's why, let's go to a Japanese pair. We caught UJ for a few pips, like 50 pips yesterday. We didn't do GJ like I wanted to. It was taking too long, but we got UJ at least. So let's check and see what GJ did. But so here's GJ. So GJ made a frackle at the top, just like the GBP, the JPY index. It made a frackle at the same time. We had a nice little bull candle taking out, filling that whole move, not the wick, but filling the whole body of that move. So we do expect more push down on JPY. So what I'm gonna do, and then did a nice little pullback to exactly what I thought it would be. It was that support. It came here, it pulled back. Line charts in, support, sharp move off the support. Here's a resistance right here that it formed. So resistance right here that it formed on this area. So if we get a nice, so what I'm looking for right here, a lot of sharp moves right here. So what I would be looking for right here is the price to really just respect this area on the hourly. Respect this area. Show me some bearish movement off this area, some bearish behavior, and I'll get in this trade and take it down. If not, if it breaks this area, then the next area that we'll be looking for, take a trade off of, be the last little sharp move right there. So let's just say price breaks this upside right here, and we get a beautiful bearish behavior and get one more frackle off the H4 right here. Yeah, that's my My little frackle right there. If we get a little frackle right there and some bearish behavior, then we'll take it down. We'll take it down, and I'm probably will be swinging this. I won't be doing an inner trade or scalping. This will be a swing down to last lower highs and stuff. And of course, might not make this move. Not saying that it'll come down here, all the way down here. But just in case, you already know what we do. 30, 20, 30 pips in profit, close half of it, put stops at break even. Probably a little bit more, maybe 40 pips in profit, close half, put stop loss at break even, risk-free trade, let it run. Simple. Right? Simple, simple, simple. EuroCAD, I want to talk about. We just put a trade in for EuroCAD. We're in profit. Made a floor. Go to weekly. See the sharp move? Sharp moves are what we're looking for. It made a floor. So I am waiting. So I'm gonna put another, I want to put another one in. I like to twin trade, triple trade sometimes. So I'm waiting for this lower high to get knocked out. Once this lower high gets knocked out, which should happen soon, and then we have a retest of this area, I'm gonna put another one in. We're taking it to this retest area off the weekly. So it'll be a swing trade too. We'll be swinging it back to this retest area, because if it gets to this retest area and it doesn't make it back, then we're going down to the upside at this point, because it's still on a downtrend. This will just be a pullback. The market's still on a downtrend, but it's okay to take these pullbacks on higher time frames to these areas. When it gets right here and we start seeing some bearish behavior, and we get another frackle on the weekly right here, then we'll just continue taking it down. That is what I saw in the market today. It was a good day in the market for reversal traders, especially with GBP New Zealand. GBP New Zealand itself did wonderful. I didn't take it because most of the movement happened in London session while I was sleeping. So anyone that saw the divergence, around this point somewhere, it's hard to tell sometimes on using this, but this was a definitely divergent move on the oscillators. Most oscillators showed that this move was divergence on the hour. Anyone that waited for it to tip right back down there, instead of, what I've been telling you is this was a floor, and what the market loves to do is to come down and break your floor, then start going in your direction. So it probably took out a lot of the traders, so it continued in the upside. But if you got in at that point, you're golden. You're still in. We're taking it to that area, and we're waiting, because this is a pullback. We're pulling it back to that area, and then we'll still be in a trade, and we're waiting at this area to see maybe it'll break and continue back to the upside to this next retest area right here. If it breaks that, then it's gonna come back up and test that again. If it break that, it's just gonna keep going back up to these areas, so these structural highs. So yeah, good day in the market. Let's see. I don't think, and USD CAD is ready to push up too. USD CAD is ready to push back up to these areas, even past these higher lows and stuff. I think this was just a deep pullback, because it broke out of this channel. USD CAD broke out of the channel, and it just had a hard time getting past a 200 EMA that was right here. So it just dropped down a little bit, but it's making a floor right here, and it's gonna keep pushing. We've seen this on the M15. We've seen this when you had diversions. This was a daily divergence. When you have diversions on the 15 or the hour, this happens. It'll come up and they'll get to a moving average, the first moving average, and they'll drop down a little bit, but they'll never make a lower low. And then they'll just continue, and then they'll come test that moving average again until it busts through. Oh, what happened here? Or whatever. I don't know what I just did, but anyways, it'll get to a moving average, it'll pull down a little bit, never make a lower low, then it'll finally get enough strength to bust through that moving average and go to the upside. So do not miss out on this USD CAD. I don't know how I got down there. I'll figure that out. But don't miss out on this swing trade with USD CAD. Let me get off of this. But that's all I got for you today. I'll see you tomorrow.